Te reo ererangi o te mānia. This episode was produced in Otatahi by Plains Media, with support from New Zealand On Air.
Kia ora and welcome, haere mai. This is Emergence News. My name is Nigel, and joining me in the studio here at Plains FM in Christchurch in the South Island of New Zealand, Aotearoa, is John. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Nigel.
I see you
had to look up and remember who you were.
You did, because you've
got old age.
You've got your nose in the esoteric term.
Glossary of terms.
Esoteric terms, haven't you?
And I've also got a tablet in my mouth. I've got a Clotey water tablet in my mouth, so I'm struggling to do two things at once. Think, look at you, remember your name, and suck on a tablet. It's too much. It's too much. My hard drive's spinning, but very slowly this Sunday morning.
Okay, if someone's listening to this program and they're thinking, oh my goodness, this is all a bit strange, the Clotey tablet, what's that?
Te Clotey water is a healing spring in Mexico that was charged some years ago by Maitreya, and he will eventually charge 777, I think is the number, Peter, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's that.
And they will help us transition from our current healthcare programs and techniques into healthcare involving vibration and light. And so the healing waters are going to enable us, will provide us with some healthcare that'll help us transition. So some incredibly intelligent Kiwi went to Te Clotey in Mexico, brought some water back to New Zealand, and then has had it homeopathically potentized by the Lincoln Mall Pharmacy in Henderson, Auckland. And you can buy Te Clotey water tablets in New Zealand and actually other places in the world as well, in tablet form, homeopathically potentized. And they've got a 6C and a 30C. They run two tablets, 6C and 30C tablets.
Yes, and this Te Clotey water, just looking at the scientist in the corner here, Peter, the water is lighter.
It is, yes. In fact, the one in Germany, I think, is 9% lighter, the water. It has been enlightened.
Yes. Now, they're starting to appear all over the world as well, aren't they?
They are.
Yes. Yes, there was a spring that came up in Fiji.
There's one in India. There's Fiji. We haven't got one in New Zealand yet. But,
Maitreya did appear in Wellington, so there's a possibility.
There might be. That's right. The springs appear where he's appeared, right?
Yes, that's right. And he appeared to a religious group. We don't know who.
Yeah.
In Wellington, and so I always think there's a possibility that there's a spring there.
And one of the light is an important part of the scientific world in the future, isn't it?
That's right, yes, because we are beings of light at our essence.
Did you hear a few years ago, Peter, I think it was about 4 years ago, scientists at Rice University in Texas have discovered a way of smashing cancer cells, melanoma cancer cells, apart using light. So there's no drugs or no chemo required. So far, in their lab tests, a 99% success rate where they use light to physically destroy the cancer cells without harming any of the healthy tissue that surrounds it.
That's interesting, because melanoma is caused by light, isn't it?
Well, that's what they say, but in actual fact they've discovered that it's not necessarily true. There are
other causes
as well. It's, the people that are the sun... The surfers and whatnot are the least likely to get the
that's right, more exposure.
The office workers are out once a year getting a sunburn.
That's right.
Are more likely to get.
Yeah, I read that, anyway, back to Te Clotey water. Benjamin Cream tells us that it strengthens the body on the cellular level. Oh. And so I sort of treat it as a little bit of a tonic actually, and I take a tablet daily.
All right, so you say there's a pharmacy up in Henderson in Auckland.
Yep.
So do you just go online and order it?
Yeah. Actually, I tend to phone them because I'm old-fashioned, but yes, you can go online. There's a homeopathic pharmacy in Wellington that also provides them in New Zealand. And I know of a homeopathic pharmacy in London that provides them. But I suspect if you Googled healing waters, Maitreya healing waters, Takloti water, you would pick up your nearest supplier. So it's healing water and it's been homeopathically potentized, which makes it a little bit stronger. So it's a really good thing to be doing. And when we talk about Maitreya's teachings and what he brings, let's look at what we've got so far. You know, what techniques, what gifts have we got from Maitreya? We've got Maitreya's hand. We talked about that, I think, a couple of programs ago.
Last program.
We've got transmission meditation, incredibly powerful meditation technique. We've got Takloti water, healing water. We've got messages from Maitreya, 140, Peter, I think, 140 messages from Maitreya. Really inspirational. What else have we got?
Well, the teachings, he's got those 3 key teachings which you talk about frequently.
Honesty, sincerity, and detachment. So there's
he's big on detachment.
Yeah, so we could say there's not only do we have the hand card, we have Takloti water, we have transmission, which are all things you can pick up and use, but he has a philosophy and a view of the world that stimulates your thinking.
He has a blueprint for humanity to solve our problems.
Right, which is sharing.
Which is sharing. And also part of that blueprint is his 5 priorities, which we have covered numerous times on the program. And some of the priorities are actually very commonly articulated by politicians these days. So it shows you how the message has got out. Examples: universal health care for all is a human right.
Right.
Education for all.
Yep.
Nobody should be going hungry.
Yep.
Sufficient food for all.
Yep.
These are all Maitreya's priorities, which are now being adopted increasingly across the planet.
Yep.
What was the 5th one? Oh, taking care of our planet. Now, there is a good example where that message, save our planet, is becoming more commonly accepted. People, other than a certain president, most people on the planet now accept we've got a problem with our environment and we need to take a greater responsibility there.
So he's also, Maitreya is saying that the government's role is in right housing, right healthcare, right food, and right education for its population, and also now that fifth quality, which is this
the environment,
care for the planet, this environment.
So there's a lot there that Maitreya, and that's not since 1945, really, is it? It's really since the inception of the Blavatsky and the
Alice Bailey.
The Theosophical Society.
Those ideas are also enshrined in the Convention on Human Rights. They're pretty basic things, aren't they?
United Nations you're talking about.
Yeah. So education, health, food and housing for all. This is an abundant planet. However, 80% of the population on this planet would argue otherwise, but it's an abundant planet. New Zealand produces 40 times more food than we need. Where's it all going?
And we're charging a top price for it to ourselves.
Yeah. And the UN says that the planet produces, I think it's 10% surplus per head of population. But 20% of the population of the world in the West are killing themselves by overeating and, diseases of consumption, and the rest of the world are struggling. No fresh water, no adequate housing, no adequate food.
The overconsumption's an interesting one because for all 3 of us, when we were children, I'd never heard, I don't remember the word obesity ever being spoken.
No.
It's commonplace now.
No, in fact, I had I had a reunion I went to recently, and it was a school reunion of when I was at high school. There's no obesity then when I was at high school.
No.
You know, mind you, we had had to do phys ed, compulsory phys ed.
Wednesday afternoons was compulsory sport.
You had to play a sport.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, I think that New Zealand has got a major obesity problem.
And if you're listening and you're thinking about Maitreya, you hear the word Maitreya and it's piqued your interest. A key man who was a modern-day oracle of the information that comes through regarding Maitreya was Benjamin Creme. And I've got a quick question for you both. Peter, can you remember where you were or how you first heard the name Benjamin Creme? How did you come across him? Was it one of his lectures or a book or...
Yeah, we were. It was in 1987, and at Wanda Morell's place where we had a meditation, and she had discovered Benjamin Creme before me and before us, I guess.
Yeah,
and so she was holding transmission meditations.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the first place I did transmission too, Peter.
Yeah.
I met you and Wanda at the talk that Benjamin Creme gave in the Christchurch Town Hall.
Oh, right.
And that must have been 88, 89?
88 or 89. I'm not
Peter was 120 then.
He's immortal, listeners. He lives on.
He's into his third century.
Actually, when you two talk about 88, 89, it was a key period for myself. I was in a study group at that time, a meditation study group, and that's where I discovered Benjamin Creme, and it was a reading about the spiritual hierarchy, and there was something in me that just went, doing. I want to know more about that.
Yeah, Peter, what went doing for you?
Well, I mean, I'd already come across Blavatsky, for example.
Oh, had you?
Yes,
Oh.
yes. My first wife was... had some of the books on Blavatsky, and so the Secret Doctrine, I think, was the first one we came across.
So your entry point was Blavatsky.
Well, I was in the Rosicrucians at the time, which I joined when I was working in New Guinea.
Yeah,
and so basically it was a continuation of that same sort of work, meditation. Candle gazing and that sort of thing.
We've all done a bit of candle gazing.
It's a great way of like Tratic meditation uses the candle. Have you either of you ever tried Tratic meditation? It develops the third eye. Which when I first was learning Tratic meditation, I thought, what is the purpose behind this? Brilliant training for later in my life when I started employing transmission meditation. Developing that ability to concentrate with the chakra up here. Look, you both mentioned transmission meditation, and this is a meditation for the New Age, which was a book. It was the first Benjamin Creme book I read, actually.
Yeah.
And there are hundreds of transmission meditation groups globally. And there is a meditation it's a meditation technique that combines karma yoga, that's yoga of service, because transmission meditation is a service meditation. It's helping you give to others, to the planet, and I'll explain that in a moment. And Laya, it's a combination of karma yoga and also Laya yoga, and Laya yoga is the yoga of the energies, the chakras.
Right.
Now, this meditation is a form of service to the world and is also a powerful means of personal growth. Now, since COVID, here in New Zealand, we have Zoom meditations online. And
it's not that we're Zooming, we're using the technology called Zoom.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, our friend in Wellington...
No one knew that out there because it took me a while to figure it out.
Our friend in Wellington, Sophia,
yes.
She organises a...
Good on you, Sophia.
Yeah, good work, eh?
Yeah.
She organises a Zoom meditation online every Wednesday and Thursday in the evening, 7 till 9 p.m.
I was there last Thursday, Nigel.
Yeah, we saw you were there.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, what's great about this, you would think, a group meditation, you'd need to physically be in the same room. No. Lily was amazed at how powerful her meditation was last week on a Thursday night. So if you have heard us talking about transmission meditation over the years on this program, and you've always sort of felt a bit daunted about joining a meditation group, this is a very non-confrontative way of perhaps giving transmission meditation a go. Contact Sophia through the Share International New Zealand website, and there's a whole page there on transmission meditation, and you can contact her direct and get more details on how you could join us and give it a go.
Wherever you are in the world, listeners, there will be a transmission meditation group near you.
Sophia was saying that there are people in Europe and America that are joining the New Zealand online transmission meditation group.
Okay, now listen, what is transmission meditation? I happen to have the esoteric glossary of terms open in front of me, and which is from the Share International website. And honestly, if you want to pick up a few ideas, go to the Share International website and search on glossary of esoteric terms. Here's transmission meditation, a specialised form of group meditation and service in which the members offer their energy centres, chakras, as instruments for stepping down the energies emanating from the spiritual hierarchy of masters. It provides the planet with a pool of energy more accessible and useful to humanity. Also a potent method of personal spiritual development. Introduced to the world by Benjamin Creme in cooperation with his master, it is the form of meditation for the new age. Interesting.
That stepping down of the energies, Peter, we're not directing the energy, are we? We're an instrument.
That's right. Yes, we're basically just the conduit, you might say, and the masters direct the energy. It's no point us all trying to send the energy somewhere. It might be the wrong thing to do. It might be stimulating a crisis rather than... And so we don't know these intricacies, and so the masters get us to focus there, and so they use our chakras, they use our energy to go to send it where it's needed.
And what do we mean by the energies being stepped down, John? What's that process?
Transmission is about allowing your vehicles to be used for a higher purpose.
That's right.
That's why it's service.
So are we like a substation?
We're the masters, and this is what excites me about transmission meditation, is the master looks out over the world at the transmission groups, looks at your energy centres, looks at your point of evolution, and sends through you energies, A, that you can handle, and B, that are the most beneficial to you. So it's a real tweaking on a personal level, but also it's safe. There are many energetic meditations on the planet that can be unsafe. So what's interesting about transmission is that a master of hierarchy is looking at you, reading your point of evolution and your energy structure, and putting energies through you, A, that the planet needs, B, that are beneficial for you, and C, that are not too much.
Yes.
That's right. They say that the master's energy sometimes bounces off humanity.
Yeah.
It's too high. It needs a substation.
So that's what Nigel's saying. We are stepping it down.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And from the master's point of view, Peter, are they looking down at us individually and they can see the amount of light coming from our crown chakra as to our point of evolution?
Yes, well, I don't know the intricacies of it, but it's amazing that they can look at a group and get some sense out of
Look, I've said this before. What amazes me about transmission is there's many spiritual pathways on this planet that have been used by humanity for millions of years, and they all require awful effort. You've got to shave your head, you've got to wear the robes, you've got to eat very little food, you've got to live in a monastery on the top of the Himalayas somewhere. It's just difficult, right? This is easy.
It is.
A master looks at you reads your energy structure and passes through you the energy that A, is beneficial for humanity, but B, for you also. You're getting in front of a master of hierarchy, and all you've got to do is sit in a warm room with the heater on.
And your slippers on.
It's easy.
That's not too demanding, is it?
It's the slipper generation of enlightenment. I've got rugs over my knees sometimes.
Now, look, no, we do have to clarify one point here, though. We've talked about the easy part. The difficult part is the actual stay, is the actual concentration, isn't it?
I like the idea that it's simple, but it's not easy, right? Because you've got to pay attention.
No,
what? You've got to pay attention.
You've got to really work at it, don't you?
You've got to stay focused.
So if you're thinking about giving transmission meditation a go, don't feel too daunted if you're only concentrating for about 1 or 2 minutes in an hour and you find your mind wandering.
Yep.
Because, hey, guess what? Most of us in the West have got busy minds.
Yeah.
So it does.
Yep.
It takes time to develop the skill, doesn't it, Peter?
Oh, that's right. I mean, we've got to hold our attention on the Ajna Centre, and our mind just sort of flickers off and does something else. It's mixing concrete or something. I don't know what it's doing, but it's very difficult, and so don't be daunted by it. Just keep doing it.
Yes, that's right.
And you get better at it. And they say that the Japanese are sort of can get many more minutes concentration than we can, and so, you know, there is hope for us as well.
Yeah, I think they're the best. They're the best transmitters. Benjamin Krem, this is back in the 80s or 90s. He said that the average transmission meditator is maybe staying focused for 3 minutes in an hour, and the Japanese are up around 7, maybe 9 minutes an hour. So that's the difference. But yeah, maybe their culture, the Japanese
It's
culture.
cultural, yeah. No, and he said that it's a cultural thing, the ability to pay attention.
Yes.
I suspect that in the Western world, the ability to pay attention, maybe even globally, has been eroded by social media and the flat-screened friend that you hold in your hand and is constantly taking your attention. So I suspect we are worse at staying focused than we were 20 or 30 years ago. But yeah, it's practice. It's like anything, and you do get better at it. And you build pathways in your brain so that you can do this. But you've just got to keep going. It's like fitness. It's like artistic work. It's like any endeavour. You start at it and you're not great, and you just keep doing it.
Yes, that's right. And you only need to have a good meditation. And when I say a good meditation, an experience where you think to yourself, I think I made a difference tonight. And that is a great spur. It gives you motivation and enthusiasm to keep on keeping on. Look, whatever you guys had planned today, we're just about out of time. We might be able to do that reading with you, Peter, in just a moment. So we'll come to Peter. And whatever you had planned, John.
Look, I'm sulking and I'm leaving the room. You know, I've prepared for this event and I haven't been able to get a word in edgeway. I'm leaving the room. And did I mention I had a cold coffee this morning? I'll tell you what, I'm on the edge. Don't push me, Peter. I'm on the edge.
Look, last time we spoke, you had a bad back. Have you recovered? Full recovery?
No, not full recovery.
Never a full recovery.
I don't think so. I think you get to Peter, look at you. You get to a certain age and the bits start breaking down. They never fully recover, do they?
Yeah, actually, that's not fair. He's got the strongest body of the three of us, and he's ancient. What have you got? A 7-ray physical?
Yes, double 7 on the physical.
Double 7 on the physical. That sounds pretty impressive.
Yes, it does. Hey, and just to finish on the transmission meditation, if you go online to the Share International website, which is share-international.org, there's a video online there, and there's also an introduction and instruction videos, which will just give you a good overview of what's involved. Okay, Peter, could you take it home for us? You've got a reading there from the latest edition, the June edition of the Share International magazine.
This is right. This is Man's Essential Brotherhood by Benjamin Krem's master. For untold ages, man has wandered the earth for sustenance, gain, security and peace. As tribes and even nations, he has crisscrossed the planet over and over again, fighting with and intermarrying with a long succession of disparate people. The result of this endless wandering is the one humanity today. No matter the differences in colour, religion, tradition and language, all men are descendants of common ancestors and have evolved by the same means to the present state. That this present state undoubtedly favours some groups over others is the result of many historical factors, and not of any innate difference in intelligence or adaptability. Throughout history, groups have risen in prominence for a longer or shorter time, only to sink back into obscurity again, leaving their creativity to remind later generations of their presence. All of this being true, it is essential for modern humanity to see itself as one, and the differences in appearance the result of relatively recent climatic conditions, together with the different ray influences which have manifested regularly throughout emerging racial types. Humanity is still evolving in consciousness, together as one. Advancing together, each race and sub-race adds to some new quality of the whole. The process of repeated incarnational ensures that gradually each individual inherits the new knowledge and awareness of the epoch. If men truly understood the complexity and beauty of this process, gone forever would be the dislike and distrust, the racism of today. Men would realize that in truth they are brothers, journeying together on a seemingly endless voyage of self-discovery. When we, your elder brothers, work more openly, you will find that this truth is central to one understanding of man's nature and relationship. The human family is the nourishing base of our lives. In it we learn to cooperate and thus create together, fashioning the rich tapestry of our shared identity. How then can men come to this essential understanding? We, the brotherhood, will demonstrate this relationship in all we do, and men will come to see themselves thus as brothers all. Sharing will bring men to this happy path and will glorify them in this new demonstration of truth. So shall it be. Then will men conquer the insights of achievement, sharing their knowledge and experience. Gone forever will be the false barriers which men have erected to keep at a distance their brothers, realizing them at last as themselves.